How's it going, everyone? Bob here, KD4BMG, HOA Ham. We're back for another Amateur Tip Tuesday. The difference is, this week, you're the amateur giving the tip. So I just recently purchased an amplifier. That's right, an HOA Ham is going to start using an amplifier in the HOA. And that's where I'm going to need your input. Remember, I'm a mechanically inclined pragmatist. I'm learning the science as I go, but I don't know everything. Imagine that, a YouTuber who doesn't know everything. I know a lot. I'm very opinionated. I don't always share all my opinions, although I did recently. That got me in some trouble, but we're going to keep doing that as well. But I do need some help here. What's the help that I need? Well, first of all, I got some help from my friends over at DX Engineering, because one of the things that I did when I made this purchase decision was I researched, but my research fell woefully short. I purchased this from RM Italy, and oh, by the way, it's a KL505, which is their 10-meter version of a 300-watt amplifier. They put a V on the back of it and called it a broadbanded amplifier, 300 watts. So all of a sudden I realized I needed a bandpass filter, because what's coming out of the back of this apparently isn't quite restricted to what they say I need to be. So that was another purchase that I needed to make from RM Italy. So I don't know if I've made a good decision or not. I guess we're going to find out together. I haven't even powered this thing up yet. I want to use it for the first time on field day. Now, I already put over 20 hours every week into my YouTube channel, playing ham radio, learning things, deploying antennas, testing in the HOA, trying new equipment, giving you my thoughts and opinions. So when it comes to contests, I don't always engage them completely during an entire weekend like field day, but I am hoping to find a slice of time during field day where I can take and I can give this thing a try and see if it's working as I had anticipated. So back to what I need. Well, I needed an amp, which I bought. Then I found out later by reading the instructions, I needed a bandpass filter, which I bought. And then lo and behold, I realized that I needed more power. Thank you, DX Engineering, for providing me with an appropriately sized power supply to be able to power this amplifier. It needed 50 amps, and that's now what I have through this power supply. I'm going to keep my regular power supply running the IC7300, and then this will just power the amplifier. Now, here's the thing that's interesting about this amplifier. I should say one of the several things that's interesting about this amplifier. There's no protection built into it. So it's going to be real easy to let the smoke out of this thing. So one of the things I'm doing long term is I'm going to be putting my LEFS 8010 in a utility box outside permanently in the HOA, because then I can be resident on 10, 12, 15, 17, 20, and 40 with 63-ish feet of wire. Then I can put an extension on and get 30 and 80 in addition. So that's the long-term plan. Short-term for field day, I'm hoping to put just a simple quarter wave 20-meter vertical up outside, and that's going to get me to the question, the amateur tip that I need from you. First of all, let me go back to this, because I failed to mention this. Would you do me a favor? Would you use my links in the description to purchase items when you have a chance? It costs you nothing, but it does let the suppliers and distributors of products know that you got there by my channel, and those are affiliate links. It helps the channel out, zero cost to you. Use DX Engineering, use my other links if you don't mind. So what do I need your amateur tip for? Well, it's this. Because I live in an HOA, I should say I live in a home that's governed by an HOA. Not really interested in your opinion on that. That was a choice I made. It's a good choice for me. May not be a good choice for you. I would never tell you to do that. So please don't tell me where to live. So I do have neighbors around me, right? And it's one of the reasons why I decided that I was going to stick with an amplifier that was not full legal limit. Because surely if I go full legal limit, then I'm going to be flickering my neighbor's lights, changing the channels on their television, kicking Alexa into overdrive, and she does that all on her own. She doesn't need any help. She just starts yakking spontaneously all the time. So I didn't want something that triggered the neighbor's electronics. So that's why I went 300 watts. Also, the budget, right? Because the cost of these amplifiers is really, really expensive. So I think this was $400-ish. And bandpass filter. And then, then we also needed to get a power supply, which again, DX Engineering provided to me. So I don't know if in the end this is a good choice. We'll have that journey together. But we're starting the journey here. I need a quarter wave 20 vertical. I know how to do that. Here's my question. Here's the amateur tip I need from you. So if our radials are 16 to 17 feet long on a quarter wave 20 meter vertical, that means I've got a diameter of 32 to 33 feet of a radiation pattern, right? So am I thinking correctly that 300 watts of a 33-foot wide radiation pattern, if I can get that in my yard and I still have some distance between that radiation pattern of 33 feet and my neighbors, I should be good, right? The mechanically inclined pragmatist says that should work. Does the science match up to that? If you have an opinion, let me know in the comments below. If you actually know because you know the science better than I do, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Now help me understand it. Do I indeed have a condition where I'm not going to be triggering Alexa, flickering my neighbor's lights, and changing their television channel? Can you let me know? That's the amateur tip I need from you this Tuesday. You've got between now and field day to tell me what I should be doing. Thanks, friends. Talk to you later. 73.